Hey, everyone. I wanted to do this video as a review of the experience that I had with Bank of America, or i.e. Merrill Lynch. Okay, so a little backlog of me is that I'm a small business owner. I only started like 3 months ago. I haven't operated my business yet. I'm just still kinking out the kinks of my structure, trying to make sure that I have everything as far as legality and a beneficial income, like a dividend strategy income. So basically that my company is going to create its own wealth just from the dividends of other companies, right? The reason why I tell you that is because in order for any person out there to buy stocks or to participate in the stock market, they have to have a brokerage account, right? A brokerage account can be from anywhere and anybody, right? Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, Merrill Lynch, Webull. There's a whole bunch of different, brokerages out there that do multiple things, commission, non-commission. The list goes on and on. You take your choices of how you want to invest your money. Since I have a working relationship, I like to call with Bank of America, since my business resolutions accounting is Bank of America, I thought it was a no-brainer to just go in there and solidify a Merrill Lynch account for a brokerage account for my LLC, since I already have a Merrill Lynch account personally. So today, you would have thought that, you just go into the bank. If you had an application, you put in your application, or if you had some questions, you would, just go ahead and ask some questions. I wasn't even given that opportunity today. So I don't know if maybe it's because of the way that I look, or maybe because of my fingernails, or maybe because of my energy level. But Mr. Robert Purnell, the VP Financial Solutions Advisor, the only Merrill Lynch employee at the Bank of America location at 956 Ponce de Leon Avenue. Once again, that's 956 Ponce de Leon Avenue, the only Merrill Lynch employee that they have. And then, to make matters worse, he's the only one in a 20-mile radius. So Mr. Robert Purnell is a very highly sought out individual. Whereas I had to get an appointment for him a week in advance from actually, meeting him. So already I came into that, meeting squared away. I had done a whole night's work of documents and applications and making sure all of my T's were signed and dotted. But at the end of the day, I didn't really know if I was going to have this account or not, because I still had serious questions about Merrill Lynch's investment strategies and their investment products before I could even actually make that ultimate decision. So let me just take you a little bit of part of my day and how you would feel if this happened to you. So your appointment's at 1 o'clock. You get to your appointment at 12:30 just because you have a work ethic of be early or else. I'm always early. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just know I'm gonna be there before I'm supposed to be there because I don't want no problems, right? Okay, cool. I just have good business ethos. I sit there for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. A gentleman comes to me, he says, hey, you know what? He says he can see you right now, actually. He doesn't have to wait till 1 o'clock. I said, okay, great, that's amazing. Take my belongings to the gentleman's office. It's Corona, so we don't do any hand touching. So I sit down. He explains to me who he is, his qualifications, his certifications, which states therein, and what his primary function is at that particular location. Great. Almost impressed. I said, oh, okay, cool. You're a financial advisor, solution. I'm pretty sure that sounds like you know what you're doing about stocks and investment and all that fun jazz, right? Okay. I said, Mr. Purnell, are you able to email me so I can email you a document? Because I'm one of those people that I am very, I need to see things. And if I think you can see the same thing that I'm seeing, then we're all on the same page. So I was basically emailing Mr. Purnell. Well, hold on, let me not get to that part of the story yet. So Mr. Purnell Says, absolutely, I can send you my email so you can email me back. Absolutely. He sends me the email. As he's sending me the email, of course, there's a log in between that. I don't say anything because I'm one of those people that have read the Book of Power, and silence is a level 1 of power. So all I do is write down his card information and write down questions that I was already thinking about in my head. I didn't say anything. I didn't talk. Okay, because silence is a power. Okay. So I guess as the time fiddled on, I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes went past and I hadn't received the email yet. So I looked at my phone. Mr. Purnell starts to badger me. When I say badger, I want you to take it in the terms of, if you're listening to someone and they're asking you the same thing over and over and over, and you haven't even gotten a chance to respond, it's called a badger. So Mr. Purnell asks me, so why do you need to send me an email? What are your questions about? What do you need today? What kind of service can I give to you? I said, Mr. Purnell, if you would just give me a few moments of compiling this email, and once I receive that email, I'll be sending you the email so we both can be on the same page. Does that make sense? Did that make sense to you? Because it made sense to me. He said it made sense. So he gave me, I guess, a few more seconds of his time. After I almost sent, it was 4 documents. So it was my LLC organization agreement, which was one of the things a part of the application, my articles of organization, my operation agreement, and my certificate of good standing. These are the documents that I was going to send over to him so he could see for himself. And of course, a meeting minute, because anything that I do is business orientated. So there was already a meeting minute orchestrated for him to see with his name on it and his business function and his title, so he can understand that I researched him before I came here today. But he never got that opportunity to see how far in depth I was in this matter, because he told me to get out of his office. He told me to get the hell out of his office. And that's what I quote, okay? I said, do you want me to go? Before he said this though, I asked this man, because I saw this man getting a little agitated. So he might have taken me, right, on his lunch break, right? I would have been a little agitated too if I had to take somebody on my lunch break. I said, yo, man, because he's black, right? I said, man, I can just go out there and wait if you want to go to lunch, because this is going to be a minute. He said, no, you can just leave. You are correct. I can just leave. But I can also close all my accounts here, because maybe you didn't know that I had about 3 accounts here. And I was coming in here to get some advice about my accounts, about my shares, about my stocks. And that's how you treat me. I don't know what Mr. Purnell had going on today. I don't know what kind of emotional vibration was going on today. But I am one of those people that is about justice. I'm not about vengeance, because vengeance is a place of a negative energy. But justice is when you have customers, right, that are paying you a service. The injustice comes when that provider of that service disrespects the customer, which happened today. I was told that he was going to be written up. I said, well, I'll be able to get a copy of that. She said no. I said, so how am I supposed to know that this something really happened? But you know what? That's okay. Because I'm going to make sure that something happens. I'm going to make sure that everyone knows about Robert Purnell and all the things that he is and about. Because today you have met the right one, Mr. Robert Purnell. You have an amazing resume. You are a very professional guy. I think that's great. At the end of the day, you have poor customer service skills, man. I don't know what kind of energy that you got going on, but I want you to know you will feel the wrath. Because I am a person that seeks justice. Okay? I share this with you guys so you guys can know, if you guys want to go to Mr. Robert Purnell about any kind of advisory things, this is the kind of ethos that this man has. Maybe it was a bad day. We can say that. We can even give it to him that it was a bad day. Right? So I come out of his office. I said, I want to speak to the manager. Right? That's what you want to do, right? You want to speak to the manager. So within me speaking to like 3 different agents that weren't the manager, me going on the phone trying to call Bank of America and Merrill Lynch, the only person I actually got through, and thank God, this is why you write everything down, the only number that I was able to connect to was one of the numbers that I was writing down on Mr. Robert Purnell's card, his office supervisor number. The only number that worked. So thank God that my first moments in that meeting were of silence and me doing what I was supposed to be doing. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't know who I would have talked to or who even gave a damn. But now I've lodged a complaint with the Reserve Commission because you got the right one today. You have harassed me, you have disrespected me, and humiliated me in front of a whole bunch of people. For what? Because you're the VP, you're the only one there, and you're black? Do you have like a power trip? I mean, I get it. I was in the military. I understand a power trip. Trust me, I do. But you still have a job to do. You are not your own employee. Because if you were your own employee, we'd be having a different conversation. You feel me? I'm actually still trying to figure out if we're still going to have that conversation. But that was just for Mr. Robert and Robert Purnell. As far as anyone that's going to Bank of America at 956 Ponce de Leon Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia, I would just be very wary of Mr. Robert Purnell.